All right, now time for the big one.
The big one everybody wants to know about, and that's your testosterone level. And this is total testosterone. There is free testosterone, and free testosterone is actually the testosterone that's available for you to use. So, medical disclaimer. All right, I am a medical provider. I am not a doctor. All right, I am a PA. I am a mid-level practitioner. Been practicing in the emergency room for almost 30 years. Right, this is really a journey between me and my son. You are not my son, and I and I am not your medical provider. Please consult your own medical provider. But thanks for joining us.
Yeah, follow us on this journey.
That's right. Yeah. There's debate about what's a healthy testosterone level.
Okay.
But for the general reference, I mean, you can see the reference range.
Huge range, 240 to over 1,022.
So yours is, you're free. We'll put it down here in parentheses, my math. And the reference range is 35 to 155. So you can see how significantly lower your free is compared to what's floating around in your system. Most of this is bound up and unavailable. Was it? Okay. And
so we and pathetic.
No, yours is a healthy range. And I know that this is a big topic. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I know testosterone is on your mind. It was on my mind when I was younger. It's huge in the gym. In fact, 85% of people taking exogenous testosterone, exogenous meaning from outside the body, endogenous is within, exogenous is from out. You know, either testosterone, they create new forms of it. And you have everything from, tren, which is the big one.
There's anavar.
Yeah. There's anavar, and there's that's a whole nother video. All right.
We won't get sidetracked.
But I know it's on your mind because it was on my mind as well. And unfortunately, I think I don't know if I actually finished my thought, but 85% of exogenous steroid use is by gym rats. It is by regular people who are just trying to feel better, look better, get a little edge. It's not the elite athletes.
Yeah, considering that most of it is just regular people.
Regular people just taking it. They call it the local gym rat. Today we're just going to see where, especially yours, where's your natural range at this moment. And right now it's not looking bad.
I came back at 5.
So,
my testosterone was 13. It's just
so you're a healthy male at 21, right? And estrogen. And why do you need estrogen? Estrogen levels are important. All right, men need estrogen in our systems. We think it's the women's hormone. Women need testosterone in their system. Obviously, our levels are going to be different, but estrogen's important. Estrogen is actually involved in muscle development and growth. All right, if your estrogen levels are too low, the side effects can be in men can be erectile dysfunction. Why? Testosterone controls that.
Yeah, no, that's
no.
I was about to ask.
No,
that's weird.
Both of them control it. You need both in your system. You want healthy estrogen levels, and if you are taking exogenous testosterone, the risk that you run into is testosterone, estrogen, cholesterol. These three, all right, are related to each other. We make testosterone and estrogen from cholesterol. Those are the sources. And then our body tells us when we need what, and it will take the cholesterol and it will turn it into the appropriate amounts of testosterone and estrogen. When you start messing with that system, all right, things can happen. And if you're suddenly taking high doses of testosterone, some of that testosterone is always going to be converted into estrogen. Your body's going to say, hey, the ratios are off. All right. Yeah. So, which is why men can develop gynecomastia, bitch tits. All right. You literally develop breast tissue. You develop female breast tissue.
Because the estrogen is
too high. All right. So a big thing for a long time was estrogen blockers. If you're taking, testosterone, you got to be on an estrogen blocker. And it's still used, it still has its place, but a lot of newer studies are showing now that it actually, because estrogen's important, you don't necessarily want to use estrogen blockers. I stopped using them. All right. Again, when we get into the topic that everybody wants to hear about,
into it.
I will go into more detail. For just today, the general ratio between testosterone and estrogen, the ideal mark that you want to hit is 20 to 1. All right. So anywhere from 10 to 1 to 30 to 1, but we're going to go right in the middle at 20 to 1. So your estradiol, you are good.
Yeah.
Man, oh, and actually the last time I went, my provider forgot to order my estrogen levels. So I do not have those. So unfortunately we can't figure it out. And I am not mathematically that inclined. But you're in that 10 to 30, 20 to 1 range. And obviously you're going to want to be a little bit on the higher end of the 20. You'd rather be at 27 than 17, because your testosterone level is higher in proportion to your estrogen. But you're still in a good zone.
Erase, nothing happened.
Yeah,
So you can
purple
put
streak wasn't there before.
Yep, no.
So, estimating through our big brain boobs that we have.
Our very big brain calculations. We cut all that out.
We're estimating about 26 to 1. Oh, it's been probably, about 3 hours since we started this video, so trying to move along.
Give or take, maybe 5 hours.
Yeah, give or take. Okay, PSA, all right, and that's your prostate, all right? And again, at your age, it's going to be less significant. As I'm getting older, it's becoming more significant. And prostate health, it's directly related to that, all right? This hormone right here directly affects the growth and the health of your prostate. The prostate-specific antigen is a marker to see how well your prostate is doing. Prostate sits right under the bladder, all right? So you got your bladder, and then you got your prostate sitting under it. The urethra, which is the tube that we pee out of, goes from the bottom of the bladder through the prostate, all right? And the prostate's important for nourishing semen, all right, when we ejaculate. It also has muscle in it that helps men ejaculate, all right, and get it out of there. But the problem is if it starts getting big, it doesn't just grow out, it can also grow in, and then
it could kind of close off that
urethra. And that's why you'll see in Family Guy and other shows where the old man is sitting there, hesitancy, where you just have a hard time initiating to pee. You can get weak streams where you just feel like you're there forever, trying to pee. So prostate health is important, especially as you get older. All right. Just keep it in the back of your head to periodically check every now and then. And let's see where your prostate level was, your PSA. Edit. Okay, so we're looking at 0.72. Very good. Very good. Where's your old man's prostate at? And my PSA is, I got you on this one.
Really?
0.63.
Dang.
So I keeping an eye on it. All right. And yes, I don't have hesitancy.
Clearly not. 0.6 lower than mine.
So, and again, at your age, we think of cholesterol as heart. It is a good marker for heart health. This is important for both of these, as I mentioned. So keeping an eye on your cholesterol level, because testosterone obviously can get converted over into cholesterol and cause your cholesterol levels to elevate. So especially as you get older, you want to keep an eye on it. Total is all the cholesterol in your body, and then there are different types. All right, there's even more than these, but these are just the two basic markers. This is the good cholesterol,
HDL,
high, yep, and then low density. So these are the two we want to look. Cholesterol is good. 134.
Okay.
All right, which is very good. And my cholesterol, I got you beat.
Dang.
124.
Man, I'm feeling like the old man.
Yeah, there you go. You're falling apart inside. So
I'm falling apart now. This is a surprise.
And cholesterol obviously has a big impact on diet. All right, and that's another topic we need to talk about. Diet has a direct correlation with this. And about, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, I went mostly to plant-based foods. Right. We can talk about protein. I'm probably going to piss a whole bunch of people off on that discussion because I have a very different take on protein than most people do. It's important, but I think it's overhyped. Any type of meat protein sources, most of it is coming from fish. So more pescatarian, not saying that I won't have chicken. I'll have some dairy tonight. We're going to make some Napolitano pizzas.
Well, I'm excited.
All right.
I've been waiting all day for that.
And then I'll have steak. But my primary meat protein source now is fish. But most of my calories and protein are coming from plant-based, which has been shown over and over again, study after study, to have a good effect and control of your cholesterol levels.
Well, clearly. Clearly, his is lower than mine, and I do not.
And I got 30 plus years on you.
Exactly. Like, I'm eating burgers and chicken and steak. And
we're going to have to correct that at some point. So, all right. Yeah. So your HDL level, the good cholesterol, the good stuff. Good. Bad. And it's not bad, but we're going to keep it simple for now. But your good cholesterol is 54. So you're good. Nice. And my good cholesterol, you got me on this one, is 45. Okay. And then your bad cholesterol is at 68. Okay. And mine is at 70. So both of us above the 40 mark and below the 99 mark. Good. Triglycerides, not really. It's part of the lipid. I don't usually care about it as much, but it is part of a lipid panel when you get your studies done. Yours is actually looking very good.
52.
And then mine,
less than 149,
is looking
even better.
And triglycerides are a form of energy. When you
even better.
When you eat food, your body will convert excess calories into fats. That version of the fat that it's converted to are triglycerides. So diets that are excess in calories, diets that are excess in sugars, can cause these to elevate dangerously.
Which,
yes,
I did happen to be eating a few Oreos before this.
And then last but not least on here is your hemoglobin A1C, which is a reflection of your blood glucose level. You can check your blood glucose instantly. We'll do that in the ER to see if patients are where they're at. But this gives an average blood glucose levels typically of about 3 months. It says where your sugar's been running for 3 months. All right. Okay. One at less than 5.6. And mine. You are good at 5.2.
So I'm getting up there.
Yeah, no, you're still okay. And again, this is going to be more important if we start talking about supplements, peptides, growth hormone has a big influence on this.
Dang. Dang.
So, and that, not bad for an old man.
And again, like we'll talk about diet. I know you kind of mentioned it, like just by your diet being better than mine, even 30 plus years old. Normally this should be like super high.
Wow.
But just having a good diet and being active and everything like that.
Nutrition is huge.
Mine.
In fact, I would even tell people when I was competing, when you're actually dieting for competition, your diet's 80% of everything. Training's important, but that nutrition, if your nutrition is not dialed in just right, you're going to come in flat. You're not going to see the results you want. And just for general health and well-being and longevity, diet is huge. I mean, nutrition is important, but it's also, it's difficult. I mean, I remember when I was competing, I mean, I told you if bodybuilding's a Spartan lifestyle, you can't get away from it either. It's 24/7. You play hockey, you know, you're on the ice, you're at practice how many days a week, you're on games, you're going to games. But what are you doing when you're not on the ice? You know, you're doing some training, you're doing some, bodybuilding is 24/7, man. You don't get away from it, all right? Sleep is so important, but your nutrition is important. You know, I would literally just meal prep and be cooking at, you know, late at night, making a week's worth of food, you know, figuring, oh, I'm done. And then, you know, a week go by and like, oh my God, I do it all over again. You know, you got to remember when to eat, you know, it's tough. And nutrition is key. So this is us in a nutshell.
Yeah, this is where we're at. This is the start of the journey, start of my actual journey.
Yeah, and we'll keep an eye on it.
This is where I'm at.
You know, we'll have to make sure we keep this in comparison to the next set of labs that we get. But just remember, this is just a screening.
Here we can, you know, stay tuned for.
Well, but now we're going to have the whole board completed, and we should have like stopped in the middle and say part 1, now part 2.
Oh, I should have said in the.
That's what we should have done. But
stay tuned for part 2. You're not just block all that.
But we're figuring this shit out as well.
Yeah, here.
Right?
Hey, stay tuned for the next video.
Yeah, I think the sun is about to go down.
We've been out here for a while. We can actually see.